Well, you may find the substance of today's story almost unbelievable. I mean, it's completely out of character, as you'll see, and it may well go against the grain of everything that you think you know about the 45th President of the United States. Please buckle up, because Donald J. Trump, current MAGA nominee and convicted felon, is actually threatening to sue someone. I know, it's incredible, but true. But while endless litigation and incessant legal threats may well be the last refuge of a scoundrel like Trump, well, wait until you hear who he is suing and why. First, the who. In this case, it's the New York Times. And one has to wonder whether today's upcoming story is somehow retribution for the fawning profile piece, op-ed takedown of Trump from just last month.
The New York Times editorial board is out this morning with a 5,000-word essay entitled "Donald Trump is Unfit to Lead." Here's just a snippet of what the Times editorial board writes about the former president. Instead of a cogent vision for the country's future, Mr. Trump is animated by a thirst for political power, to use the levers of government to advance his interests, satisfy his impulses, and exact retribution against those who he thinks have wronged him. He is quite simply unfit to lead. The stakes and significance of the presidency demand a person who has essential qualities and values to earn our trust. And on each one, Donald Trump fails. When someone fails so many foundational tests, you don't give him the most important job in the world.
So why did the Times take this position last month? Was it a policy dispute, opposition to an agenda, or maybe something much more foundational as to Mr. Trump's character? Let's let New York Times editorial board member Mara Gay explain further.
The point we want to make here is this is not about policy. This election is not a policy disagreement. This is about two vastly different visions for America, one that is committed to multiracial democracy and to pluralism, to human rights, to well-being and reproductive freedom, and things that most Americans say consistently that they want and are committed to. And the other vision for America, which is about retribution and about authoritarianism, and is hateful, racist, and extremely closed-minded. We don't believe that that's the direction that most Americans want to go in. And so we are really urging American voters to listen to Donald Trump's words.
Retribution, authoritarianism, hateful, racist, closed-minded. Listen to his words. And it is indeed Trump's words yesterday that are the seed of today's story.
I know Willie Brown very well. In fact, I went down in a helicopter with him. We thought maybe this is the end. We were in a helicopter going to a certain location together. And there was an emergency landing. This was not a pleasant landing. And Willie was, he was a little concerned.
Now, in today's episode of A Boy Named Sue, Trump threatens to summon whatever lawyers he may have left. And as today's latest New York Times reports indicates in Donald's bizarro world, it may well be payback time.
So the Times today reported there are just a few things wrong with this story. One, they say Willie Brown was not on the helicopter, and two, it did not almost crash. It was this guy, then California Governor Jerry Brown, who was on the helicopter, says the Times, which also reports that the former president was on that helicopter flight with the governor to inspect wildfire damage. Then Governor-elect Gavin Newsom, who was also on board, told the Times that there was no emergency landing. And Newsom said if anyone was talking about the helicopter crashing, it was Donald Trump. Well, late today, Trump called a Times reporter, claimed to have flight records to verify his story, and shouted that he was, quote, probably going to sue. Now, when asked, however, to produce the flight records, he instead repeated the question back in what the Times' Maggie Haberman describes as a sing-song voice. Mockingly is how she describes it. So, more to come on this. Shortly before airtime, I spoke with Willie Brown. Mayor Brown, thank you so much for being with us this evening. Just to clear things up, have you ever been in a helicopter that made an emergency landing with Donald Trump?
No. Like all of us at Occupy Democrat, you'll be waiting with bated breath to see if tough guy Donald Trump does the kind of damage to the gray lady as he did to CNN.